we actually take some sample measurements, we'd like to talk about sample preparation. When we tested how sample prep affects water activity readings, we found 5 things that will improve the accuracy of your readings. 1. Use clean sampling practices. Place your instrument in a clean location. Make sure you have clean hands or wear lab gloves. Use a clean sample cup for each reading. Fill your sample cup no more than half full. Wipe the bottom, the edges, and the rim of your sample cup with a Kim wipe before putting it in the instrument so you don't contaminate the sample chamber. Even small amounts of water or contamination can significantly affect the reading. 2. Protect your sample. The water activity of your sample changes as it's exposed to ambient conditions, so keep it covered. Put a lid on the sample if it will sit out for longer than a minute. If it will be waiting longer than a half an hour, seal the lid with parafilm. Your sample temperature and block temperature need to be in the same general range before your reading can be taken. If it's too hot, water can condense on the inside of the sensor chamber like it does on a metal surface above this boiling pot of gruel. This ruins your water activity readings. If your sample is too hot or too cold, the instrument will ask you to take the sample out. If the temperature is only off by a few degrees, the instrument will wait as the sample comes to temperature. One way to reduce read times is by bringing the sample to temperature before putting it in the instrument. If the temperature differences are slowing down your read process, consider purchasing a temperature equilibration tray, which brings samples to a set temperature before you read them. 4. Take a representative sample. Whatever you put in the cup should be as close as possible to what the consumer takes out of the package. If the product won't fit, break it to fit, while minimizing handling. If it's a multi-component product like filled cake, cheese and crackers, or cereal with fruit, get a representative sample. By representative, we mean that all the components of the product should be represented in the same ratio as they are in the actual product. There are a couple of products that need special handling. Products with a moisture barrier, like coated candies, may be slow to come to equilibrium. They can be cut or crushed to expose the interior. Don't grind them though, this causes moisture loss. In high-fat products like fatty meat and desserts, the oil and fats become a moisture barrier. These products are slow to emit moisture. The sensors will work equally fast on these products, but the products themselves simply need a longer time to come to equilibration. A quick testing method will give you an inaccurate result. If you're testing these kinds of products, you may want to talk to someone on our support team about how to get the fastest, most accurate test results. In sample preparation, less is more. We've seen customers use all kinds of sample prep methods over the years, including grinders, food processors, and blenders. There are 2 problems here. First, the friction of the grinding process heats the sample, driving off moisture and changing its water activity. Second, the increased surface area means that the product loses or gains moisture more quickly, making it more susceptible to the effects of room humidity. Establish a standard operating procedure to specify how samples are prepared and be consistent. Establish a standard operating procedure to specify how samples are prepared and be consistent. Your procedure should include how the sample is handled while waiting to be read and the temperature the sample and instrument should be at during the reading. When you set up this protocol, consider running your own tests to find which preparation method produces the most stable result.